Book ignorant is something that should never come out of your mouth because you don't have a degree.
Okay.
I run circles around you in the
Brother,
classroom.
I don't give a about the classroom.
Be respectful. I've never called you ignorant. I've never called you ignorant.
On the
Be
planet
respectful.
that has
Be
not
respectful.
finished high school or finished school.
I want you to fight like Floyd in the
So,
beginning.
hold on.
Not this is what you're doing. So you know
I'm
what
not
I'm
going
saying.
to disrespect them legends, right? Because you're trying to set me up to disrespect them legends.
No,
You
I ain't trying
are.
to
When
say-
you say style, you know, they took a lot of punishment.
I just gave you the style
They
that I
took
like.
a lot
How's
of
that setting
punishment
you
in the
up?
sport of boxing. I asked you to explain my style that you don't like.
Shortly after finalizing a headline-making deal with Zuffa Boxing, Shakur Stevenson found himself on the receiving end of sharp criticism from Shannon Sharpe, who told him point-blank that his in-ring approach comes off as boring and that he doesn't truly understand the sport. Discussing the new deal, Stevenson said what ultimately swayed him to sign was the support of Tracy Alsic and Dana White, both of whom he credits with working to bring boxing back to its former prominence.
Do you see this as your opportunity to get those fights that you've wanted?
I know, I already know. I understand what I'm doing and what I've been doing. If you pay attention to my last few fights, it was fights that I probably never even thought could even get done because of the business of boxing. But the business of boxing is not in the way no more. I think with Zuffa, with Turkey back in Zuffa, it's just so much in the sport of boxing that can get done. So any of these guys want to say, oh, they want to fight Shakur, you want to fight Shakur, then sign it up.
This was the right deal for me because obviously, you know, they got the big money behind them. Also, they ready to put me in the biggest fights possible. And I just feel like it's that time in my career. I feel like now it's like I'm ready to fight the biggest fights and fight the best fighters and see who.
Asked who might be next on his schedule, Stevenson acknowledged nothing is locked in yet, but said he has full confidence in his team, including manager Jay Prince, to guide his career the right way, noting they've already opened up several big opportunities for him.
This decision of me signing with Zuffa came about my team, my managers Jay Prince and Josh Dubin. They went out there and they found the best available deal for me. And we here to conquer and make sure that we take over the game. So they definitely did a great job with this deal though.
Since starting this new phase, Stevenson looks to be in outstanding condition, appearing trimmer and more energetic than he has in a while, and seems ready for his upcoming fight, motivated to show doubters that this move will elevate his career even further. Dana White, meanwhile, seemed genuinely excited to bring such a well-known name onto the Zuffa roster, staying upbeat throughout the signing. He noted that in just a few months his promotion has grown considerably and pulled in several notable fighters, and said he plans to keep adding more talent going forward.
Yes, it's all good. All right, man. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
We are too.
I don't know why I would say things that weren't true. I mean, look at what we've done in just 4 months. Look at tonight. And look at how these guys are fighting right now. Tonight was a great card, and they're only going to get better. And what starts to happen is when you start from the bottom up and you start to build your way up, you then have all these built-in storylines. And now you already have guys calling out other guys inside inside our universe here, and this is how it all works and how it all starts. And we want everybody. We want everybody to fight here, so.
Things escalated soon after the announcement, when Stevenson sat down with Shannon Sharpe, accusing the broadcaster of being easily fooled on boxing topics and not truly grasping the sport. Sharpe pushed back, insisting he was just sharing his honest take that Stevenson's style isn't fun to watch.
I run circles around you in the classroom.
Brother, I don't give a fuck about the classroom.
Be respectful. I've never called you ignorant. I've never called you ignorant.
On the
Be
planet
respectful.
that has
Be
not
respectful.
finished high school or finished school that is
I'm not
smarter
talking
than
about
the
them. I'm
book smart
talking to you.
motherfucker.
They didn't call me
I'm saying
ignorant.
you're
You
being
did.
ignorant.
Be respectful.
You're being ignorant when it comes to the sport of boxing. That's what you're being ignorant. I'm not calling you ignorant as a person. I'm calling you ignorant when it comes to the
he had to
sport
take
of
it to left
boxing.
field and talk about ignorance.
You are in boxing. You are in boxing.
About boxing.
You're ignorant about all
I
sports.
don't care. I'm not trying to be the smartest nigga about all sports. You're trying to be smart
You
about
shouldn't be. You're not the smartest boxer.
I'm not the smartest boxer. I'm a way smarter boxer than
You're
your
not.
favorite fighter.
You don't know who my favorite fighter is.
I don't have to know.
You don't know.
Sharpe held his ground, saying nothing about Stevenson's approach in the ring appeals to him, and that he'd rather see him take cues from boxing's all-time greats. Stevenson bristled at that, firing back that Sharpe was just dropping names to stir up drama. The exchange grew more heated from there, with both men speaking over one another, as Stevenson pushed Sharpe to clarify exactly what he meant by his criticism.
I want you to explain it when you talk.
I want Sugar Ray style. I want you to fight like Sugar Ray.
So basically,
I want you to fight like Tommy Hearns. I want you to fight like Roy Jones. I want you to fight like Floyd in the beginning.
Hold on.
Not this is what you're doing. So you know
I'm
what
not
I'm saying.
going to disrespect them legends, right? Because you're trying to set me up to disrespect them legends.
No,
You are. When you say style, you know, they took a lot of punishment.
I just gave you the style
They
that I
took
like.
a lot
How's
of
that setting
punishment
you
in the
up?
sport of boxing. I asked you to explain my style that you don't like, and you have not yet to do it.
I want to see. I don't see enough action from you. Now, the most action I saw when you fought Teofimo.
That was that was the fight you said that was boring. That's what you said. Right after that fight is when you said that it was boring.
Stevenson then dared Sharpe to attend his next fight and put money on the line against him, saying he wanted to see the letdown on Sharpe's face and his family's once they lost the bet. Sharpe fired back with a warning, telling Stevenson to watch how he spoke before it got too personal.
I want you front row.
You say you want to bet.
I want you front row. That's all I want. Okay. And I want your money.
Hey, no, let him do the ring. Hey, Joe. Hey, Tank. I mean, damn, but Shakur, let him do the ring walk with you.
I can't do the ring walk and
no,
bet
hell no. I want him to sit front row. I want him to watch his money lose.
Okay.
Like I want him to sit there and cry. That's what I want.
No, I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry about it because I'm only gonna bet what I can lose and sleep good.
Nah, hell no. I want you to bet some real shit, man. I want you to really be mad at yourself, man.
I'm only gonna bet. No.
I want you to be mad at yourself.
I still got kids.
I want your kids to be mad at you. That's what I want. I want your kids to be mad at you about what you're betting.
Once the sit-down ended, Stevenson took his side of the argument to social media, criticizing Sharpe's behavior and suggesting that if the commentator had ever actually competed in a real fight, he'd see things differently rather than just critiquing from the sidelines. In one post, Stevenson argued that getting in the ring means risking your own safety, and that Sharpe's criticism comes from someone who's never done that. He then shifted to the situation involving Devin Haney, claiming Keyshawn Davis is actually Haney's legitimate mandatory challenger, but that Haney's team has been using Davis's name to avoid that fight. Stevenson insisted he's open to fighting Haney at any weight, saying he's certain he'd win.
I mean, they could say they settled it and all of these things, but ain't nothing settled until the name is on the signature. Mm-hmm. So they could claim all of these false things on social media, but them things be a lot of lies. But the truth of the matter is, Keyshawn Davis became their mandatory. And when Keyshawn became their mandatory, to get out of the Keyshawn situation, they started hollering, Shakur, 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 Shakur. Because they know that if they lose, they would rather lose for the most money as possible. It's a business. So I understand everything that's going on. And with me, I'm cool with it. I'm all good with it. Long as you get out of Keyshawn's way, because Keyshawn is my brother. I got love for Keyshawn. I'm not gonna step on his toes after he cornered Devin in. That's what we got to make sure we paid attention to. He's cornered.
Manager Jay Prince sounded more optimistic than his fighter, saying the team would jump at a Haney fight the moment a genuine offer materializes. Dismissing the online speculation, he encouraged fans to wait for an official announcement, pointing out that nothing has actually been confirmed yet.
I mean, it ain't really much to clarify, you know what I mean? This is a game where, a lot of shit is talked. Yeah. So, we can expect, a lot of that to be thrown and said, and, it don't really affect us because we understand what we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Come that day, time and place, we will be ready.
Prince also commented on the possibility of a Haney versus Davis matchup, contending that his side holds a stronger negotiating position than Haney's, since they control both the fighter and his management.
I mean, I feel like we're in a great position. You know what I mean? That question might have to be asked to the Haneys. You know what I mean? I got two double barrel shotguns. You know what I mean? On both ends, and I got them blocked in, so they got to see me one way or the other.
Bill Haney responded to the accusations from Stevenson's camp, saying he's actually been trying to set up a two-fight plan for his son, involving both Davis and Stevenson, but feels he's being unfairly targeted in an attempt to push him away from that plan.
Now, when I heard that you gave me some advice on a two-fight agreement that I need to have to fight Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez, when I've been trying to get an agreement with you to fight Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis, back-to-back, either way that you wanted to do it, well, I knew then you had those two double barrels pointed at Key and Core's head, trying to get you out of this mess you done got yourself into. So, DHP want to know, what's happening with that 144 that you said out your mouth for Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson? Let's talk about
Devin Haney, for his part, said he's fully prepared to face Stevenson whenever the matchup happens, but asked fans to hold off on speculation until it's officially confirmed. He also questioned Stevenson's conditioning, implying he isn't really making the weight he claims, adding that the real pecking order will be settled once they're actually in the ring. In one post, Haney urged people to stop reading into rumors and wait for the real announcement, and reacting to photos of Stevenson's physique, he said there's no chance Stevenson is currently at 147 pounds. Elsewhere, some commentators noted that the timing of the Zuffa news looked suspicious, coming right after DAZN and PBC revealed boxing's biggest deal, which some argued was a deliberate attempt by Zuffa to grab attention.
We're going to be talking about the PBC DAZN deal. We're going to be talking about the counter news, which I think was on purpose, released by Dana White, Zuffa, Shakur Stevenson signing a multi-fight deal with Zuffa. The timing was too suspicious for me. They knew that the biggest and best news in boxing, honestly, something that we didn't expect to really happen in years, that we didn't think was possible. All we know about is other sides of the street. All talking about a beautiful moment, all right, and great news for boxing. That was the last piece of the puzzle. Everything is on this. All the boxes on this. Then the big Shakur sign. So right afterward, almost the same time.
Continuing that same discussion, some within the industry worried this move could actually hurt Stevenson's ability to land quality fights going forward, even though he's reportedly been promised the opposite. The worry is that switching to this new setup, along with having his title belts stripped in the process, could diminish his standing among the sport's top fighters, and combined with a style some already view as unexciting, could make it tougher for him to attract new fans.
We got enough fights to make here. Oh, we got a lot of fights to make here. Everybody's over here. Shakur is over there. Everybody's over here. So if they don't want to deal with Zuffa, they ain't got to. There's a lot of big fights that can happen there. Unc was saying that Shakur was boring. Shakur was saying Unc was a casual, and we'll get to that. But the thing is, Unc is a casual. He is. But the thing is, the casuals are the most powerful fans. Yep. Us, who love all the little things, I love watching Shakur. I think he's arguably the best fighter in the world. Him and the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
Boxing figure Eddie Hearn voiced similar doubts, saying that while he understands why Stevenson made the move to Zuffa, the whole arrangement still seems questionable to him. He argued that handing out huge purses for fights fans aren't actually asking for isn't a sustainable business approach. He said Zuffa may be bringing in a lot of big names right now, but he doesn't believe that strategy holds up in the long run, warning that fighters like Stevenson could ultimately pay the price.
They'll sign with Zuffa, so that'll be him moving forward, but I just don't know who they're going to put him in with. Because you see, Zuffa are paying, as a business, they're paying these guys 5 times more than anybody else can pay them. To fight who? Who are you going to put Shakur? You can put Shakur in with O'Shaquie Foster and give him $15 million? I mean, good luck to Shakur. I love him. I said to him, fucking great, mate. But yeah, it's a weird model, and it's a model that's not going to last very long.
Does that mean Shakur's motivation for the sport and being at the best is gone?
No, I think he'll want to be the best, but I think he's been. Look, you get told all different things. They're probably saying to him, "You're going to fight Haney. You're going to fight this guy. You're going to fight that guy," and you know. Yeah, I think Shakur is a legacy guy, but you know, for now maybe he gets to win one.
Hearn didn't hold back further, calling Zuffa and Dana White's talk about being progressive and fighter-friendly essentially empty, and predicting the operation can't sustain its current pace. He suggested that if White genuinely wanted to show transparency, he should hold an open forum letting fighters say directly whether the promotion has actually helped them. Though he added, half-jokingly, that since White controls the whole operation, that kind of accountability seems unlikely.
Yeah, but it was like, I think there's also an element of, they know that they're not wasting, but they're massively overpaying the market price. And I think they probably want to bring that down because you can't continue like that. And whilst we're all fighting, that's how it's gonna be, because you're gonna make emotional decisions. And I think they've realised that as well. And I told them, I said, some of the numbers you're playing, like, you could have literally paid a third of what you're paying and you would have got the same fighter. What are you doing? And you know, it's like, so look, it's a lot of emotion and we all want to win, right? I mean, look, don't forget, it wasn't just me and Nick Khan in the room. You got Frank Warren in the room. You got Spencer Brown. I want to beat Frank Warren. Frank Warren wants to beat me. Spencer Brown would like to come in and probably try and outdo both of us. So it's all like, but we all get on, but we all want to win.
I bet Frank Warren was sitting there thinking, this ain't nothing to do with me, this bit.
No, but it wasn't like the me and Dana stuff. There was a conversation. It wasn't like, that wasn't the top.
Rolly Romero offered a more even-handed take, saying that if Stevenson truly believes this move will help his career, then supporting his decision is really the only option. On the subject of finding him big-name opponents, Romero said those decisions can only really be answered by the people working behind the scenes, since outsiders don't have the full picture.
Of course, signing to Zuffa. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
yeah,
congratulations.
That's good. Good. Is it that good for him? Is that good for the sports? Is overall, how do you think that's going to play out for him?
I mean, that's good.
You like it?
I can't say yes or no. It's good. Yeah, congratulations. If that was the best decision for his life, that was the best decision.
Do you think he'll be able to get the bigger fights there, like the Devin Haney or yourself, or a Ryan fight, or do you think that's going to complicate anything at all for him?
Probably. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
Teofimo Lopez echoed a similarly upbeat view, calling the move an important step not just for Stevenson, but for boxing as a whole, describing Zuffa as a promising organization with strong leadership aiming to deliver top-tier fights. He did admit the company has faced criticism, though, saying everyone connected to Zuffa needs to prioritize working together going forward to keep fighters and fans happy.
Hey, there needs to be a balance in boxing, and that's the best balance that there could be right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Some of the fans might say that signing Zuffa might keep him from the big fights, but what are your thoughts on that? Like, if they came to you and said, hey, here's the rematch, you work with Zuffa?
That's something that my legal team would probably discuss better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to set the best fights possible, and also at the same time, literally make boxing great again. When it comes to those technicalities and those things like that, yeah, different stuff.
What do you think about the other fighters, like the bigger fights for Shakur? Do you think that he could still get him under the Zuffa umbrella?
I think Zuffa is also still a team. They're a big key player in boxing. So yeah, they don't just do these deals without knowing what the pattern is. Nick Khan is he's a phenom when it comes to this stuff.
His father, Teofimo Lopez Sr., was far less complimentary, arguing that signing with Zuffa doesn't change the fact that, in his eyes, Stevenson remains a fighter people don't go out of their way to watch. He went further, suggesting Stevenson seems more interested in collecting secondary titles while his son is out chasing the sport's biggest and most meaningful fights. Turning to future opponents, with Haney at the top of the list, Roy Jones Jr. said Stevenson is currently the toughest fighter to deal with in his weight class, citing his exceptional skill and ability to outmaneuver nearly anyone. Jones called him a truly dangerous opponent, adding that anyone looking to beat a fighter like Stevenson needs to be extremely quick on their feet or risk being picked apart.
Let's see who's up on top 5 years from now.
We're gonna say
we're going for a real title right now. We're fighting the champion. It's not we're not fighting for a vacant belt like Shakur does. He's got 2 vacant belts, so I don't know why they call him 4 times world. What is he? 4-time 4 division world champion. He's only won 2 world titles with real champion.
To beat Shakur, because Shakur gonna keep them feet on him. And you gotta gamble against them feet. You can't just go down and box and think you're gonna beat him, as TFM gonna find out. You gotta gamble with them feet, because you don't gamble with them feet, he's gonna beat you all night. He's comfortable being on that back leg and being smart about it. He's comfortable rather tattoo you all night long. He ain't gotta knock you out. He's comfortable just popping you all night long. And that's a good thing. So I think it's very difficult for anybody to beat him that don't know or is not willing to gamble and sacrifice to try to beat him. To me, of the group, yes.
Yeah.
Of the group fight now, yes, without a question.
And that could be the difference.
Now he don't use them he don't maximize it. He use them good, but like I told him before, there's a couple other things he can do, and he is tightened up on some glad to see that too. So he's gotten a lot better than what he was with. So, and when he started mastering what he's doing now.
Sean Porter, along with several other analysts, pointed to ego as the real barrier keeping the fight from happening, since whichever fighter accepts the lower-ranked spot would have to agree to certain contractual limits. Still, Porter expressed some hope that both men could eventually get past that, sounding more optimistic than much of the rest of the industry on the matter.
My thing is, who's going to be A-side? Because I think that's going to be the biggest problem in that. It's might take a while for this fight to happen. We might go through two or three negotiations before we finally get that fight, because I feel like it's a lot of little ish. No one's going to want to be the B-side. Everybody's going to want to have the weight clauses. It's going to be so much ish in that fight, but I think his fight is due.
Am I wrong in thinking that both of these guys could be humble enough to say, hey, I'm not the A side?
We're both A- sides.
Turning to how an actual matchup might unfold, Porter said it's genuinely a coin flip depending on strategy. If Haney relies too heavily on pure boxing skill, he risks being outclassed by Stevenson. But if he instead leans on his power and size advantage to pressure him, he'd have a real chance at pulling off a clear victory.
Devin found success when he imposed his size and went downhill and threw more combinations. He's going to have to make that adjustment. He did it once before against a smaller southpaw, Lomachenko. This is a different puzzle, much younger guy, harder to hit. But he's shown in that Lomachenko fight, I will impose my size a little bit. I will throw with volume. And that's what he would have to do with Shakur. If he let it just be a boxing match up the center, then Shakur is going to outbox him. He'll be too sharp for him, punch for punch. So
where do you land on all this? Do you think Stevenson's new deal with Zuffa Boxing will end up paying off, or could it backfire down the line? And what's your take on the whole Stevenson-Haney saga? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing coverage.